Welcome, everybody. The NFL regular season is over, which means it's time to look to the NFL offseason. We're going to do that by doing some team NFL mock drafts, and today the Arizona Cardinals are up. All right, as mentioned, we are going to look at the Arizona Cardinals and their 2023 NFL Draft. Remember, the Cardinals fired Cliff Kingsbury. They have Kyler Murray, who's injured with a torn ACL and will probably not be back for the start of next year, probably going to miss a lot of next year. J.J. Watt is retiring. DeAndre Hopkins may be moved this offseason. And a lot of impending free agents, too. So a lot of things they can do in this draft to improve and rebuild for the future. They are a team that likely won't be projected to make the playoffs next year without Kyler Murray, and they'll have to figure that out. We'll be using the NFL Mock Draft Database Simulator. It is one of my favorites to use. The players that are actually in the draft are in this one. Some other mock draft simulators, the players are going back to school with, they're in the simulator, and that doesn't make sense. We will be declining all possible trades. It's before free agency. We really don't know what teams are going to do, and some of the values on them are a little bit messed up too. So we don't want to really go into it and accept some of these trades where maybe it's lopsided for one side or the other. So let's get it started for the Arizona Cardinals, who have pick number 3 in the NFL draft. Again, we're going to reject all these trades. And Will Anderson is there at the top of the board. He is my best player available. If he is there, that is the pick. A little bit undersized for an edge rusher, but he plays good run defense. He can get after the passer. Arguably the best player in college football over the last couple seasons. He probably should have won the Heisman in 2021 for his play, but they don't usually give that award to defensive players. That's just how it goes. You need to get some edge rushing help after Chandler Jones went to Las Vegas, after J.J. Watt retired, and he is the best player available. Other teams could trade up ahead of you to get quarterbacks. That's why I think that Will Anderson realistically could end up at 3, even if a team like the Chicago Bears doesn't need a quarterback at number 1. All right, second pick. Drew Sanders is a linebacker out of Arkansas. Started his career at Alabama. Could play, a rush linebacker. Could play inside linebacker. He's a guy that I don't think will be the pick here. You just got an edge rusher, Will Anderson, and you also have taken linebackers at different points over the last couple of years, whether it's Isaiah Simmons or Zaven Collins. You could go Jahmyr Gibbs. He could fill in for James Conner. James Conner's, if he plays well this year, that's great, but is he going to be there when Kyler Murray comes back? How long is he going to be there? He's a guy who's taken a lot of wear and tear on his body over the years. So Jahmyr Gibbs could be the pick, but I'd be looking at Siaka Ika, the defensive lineman out of Baylor. Very good nose tackle. There's going to be some questions about his motor, why he isn't always on the field. DeJuan Jones would also be a good pick, the offensive tackle out of Ohio State. He could protect Kyler Murray when he returns from injury. He's also got a long wingspan that is longer than Giannis Antetokounmpo's, I believe is what they're saying. So that would be a good pick as well. I'm going to go Siaka Ika to set the tone on the defense. I don't know who the head coach is going to be, but I would hope that they'd want the defense to improve. And then when Kyler Murray comes back the next year, maybe you focus more on getting him more weapons and help. But we probably will get a chance to pick some players for him as well in the next couple rounds here that will help Kyler Murray when he returns. Next pickup, we have a couple of corners available. That could be good. I'm going to go with, since we spent so many picks on the defense already, this first 2 picks on the defense already, I'm going to go with Andrew Voorhees out of USC. Good interior lineman. A lot of the Cardinals' offensive line is either older or about to hit free agency. Some of them we don't know who's all going to be back. So that is something we'll have to figure out once we do some post-free agency mocks for the Cardinals. All right, we're going to reject all these trades. Let's go corner here. I mean, Garrett Williams is a really good corner. I think he could go a lot higher, but he did get injured last year at Syracuse, and I think it really is going to hurt his stock. He's a guy who could fit in and be across from Byron Murphy for years to come, and I think that's a really good pick for them if he is there. The next pick 105. Again, linebacker, they've taken so many over the last couple of years. They might take some for depth here, maybe some special teams players. We are getting into the middle to late rounds of the draft. Maybe some wide receivers. Because you don't know if DeAndre Hopkins is going to be there. I'm going to go with Tyler Steen, the offensive tackle from Alabama. Again, just protect Kyler Murray. Make sure he's healthy when he comes back. I know sometimes it's non-contact injuries that do it to you, but if you can, lessen the hits on him and get that offensive line ready for when he returns. Looks like we might want to still get a running back here in the next couple rounds if it's available. James Conner, as mentioned, getting up there in age, taking a lot of wear and tear. I'm going to go Kendre Miller, the running back out of TCU. Had a really good season for the Horned Frogs. Played well in the college football playoff semifinal and then got hurt, and that really affected their game plan for the national championship. Don't know if it would have changed anything, but still a really good player and can definitely create an impact for him. Next pickup, a lot of picks that we've already had at the positions. They might double down at some of these positions. I will go with, I think I'm going to go double up on running back. I'm going to go Tyjae Spears, running back out of Tulane. He's currently doing really well at the Senior Bowl, a lot of big plays. Whoever, whether it's Kendre Miller or Tyjae Spears, can be the second running back behind James Conner. That would be really, really good for this team if they can kind of produce a punch, especially because they're going to have to run the ball a lot this year. They're not going to have Kyler Murray as the quarterback. I'm not going to be chucking around the field 40 times a game with maybe Colt McCoy back at quarterback. All right, the last pick is pick number 213 for the Cardinals. I'm going to take Elijah Higgins, the wide receiver out of Stanford. He is at the Senior Bowl as well right now. They could be without DeAndre Hopkins. They could move him. They could, AJ Green's getting up there in age. They just traded for Marquise Brown, but you're going to need some more players around Marquise Brown and Rondale Moore when Kyler Murray returns. Again, I don't think this team is going to compete next year, but you want to set this thing up for long-term success, and I think they did that in this draft. You get Will Anderson, again, best player in the class in my opinion. Good edge rusher, but more importantly, can help stop the run even though he's undersized and fits in with that 3-4 scheme. Siaka Ika, who can play nose tackle for the Cardinals, is also really important. Andrew Voorhees, interior offensive lineman. Garrett Williams, if he can return from that ACL injury, I think could really be a good number 2 corner in the NFL. And then you just take best player available or maybe some positions of need still. Tyler Steen, offensive tackle, can step in if some of these old free agents don't get re-signed. Kendre Miller and Tyjae Spears. Tyjae Spears is more of a big play back and could be a lightning in a bottle for them even behind James Conner early, while Kendre Miller could be a guy who could take over if James Conner does leave in a couple of years. And Elijah Higgins I think he's a good route runner. We'll see what he can do. Stanford's offense wasn't that good last year. All right, it's my turn to remind everyone to subscribe, like this video. We will be having more NFL team mock drafts out in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching for now. We'll see you guys next time.